As Ukraine faces pressure to accept a peace deal, Russia is already starting to be brought in from the cold by sport. The Paralympics lifting bans on Russia and war ally Belarus despite the conflict continuing, because it's now being claimed the invasion itself was never the reason for the ban. As for the first time since the countries were reinstated, the president of the International Paralympic Committee explains the decision to Sky News.
Russia and Belarus, they use Paralympic sport to promote their participation in the war and the conflict. And this is what led to the first suspension, the suspension in 23. Between 23 and now, in the discussion went around, obviously there is less evidence of that being used again for the promotion of the war. So this was important to clarify to our own membership, but also it has to do with the statement that was put out.
That's the statement criticising the Paralympic decision from a coalition of governments. They said, "We view this development with serious concern, given that the Russian aggression against Ukraine continues and the Russian and Belarusian breaches of the Olympic Charter remain." But this is what the IPC is now disputing, claiming their decision has been misunderstood by ministers. And as a global movement, it's facing questions within about inconsistencies banning some countries and not others at war.
The reason why we take action and propose the membership to suspend nations or not is not linked to participation in wars. The majority of the membership, they were expressing these views. Why only Russia and Belarus? And why not punish others if the case is only the war? Which, again, it's not, it's breach of the constitution.
But for the International Olympic Committee, bans on Russia and Belarus remain. Just this week, the United Nations adopted the Olympic truce for next year's Winter Games in Italy, a platform used by Ukraine to speak out.
The international community must maintain the suspension of Russian and Belarusian athletes from international sports competitions. Allowing their participation would undermine the integrity of sport as a contributor to peace, condone the ongoing killing of Ukrainian athletes and their coaches, and show disrespect to the hundreds of members of Ukraine's sports community who have been killed, injured, or displaced by this war.
Russia won't have a team at the Milan Cortina Winter Paralympics, largely because individual sports maintain their own bans. But it seems increasingly likely the Los Angeles 2028 Games will mark the end of Russia's exile after more than a decade of punishments for doping and war by the Olympics and Paralympics. Rob Harris, Sky News.